So this time we have Leon on the play.
2, 1. Yeah.
Okay,
And Leon's
so
opened up with a Mutavault. Clint's drawn for the turn, and he's got a Thoughtseize in hand.
leads with an Orborg.
Yeah, he's
That's
playing.
definitely going to fix his mana.
He's playing that turn 1 Thoughtseize, and he's seeing a pretty good hand from Leon. Chain to the Rocks once again has no targets that he can see.
I think Boros Charm would be the obvious
I think
choice.
Boros Charm is going into the graveyard here. 4 damage for 2 mana is a very good rate.
There we go.
Yeah. Clinton doesn't need to think too much about this one.
Again, taking the 2 damage from Thoughtseize, negligible. Grey Merchant of Asphodel will fix that.
Well, he's essentially played that Thoughtseize as 1 mana to gain 2 life. Ordinarily this would be a very poor magic card, but it's something that you would consider against a burn deck such as this one.
We do see the Mutavault getting in for 2 though, evening up the score.
Yeah, this lets... No, that puts Clint on 16 while Leon is still on 20. But using the Mutavault to attack lets Leon conserve his
evening up the
cards.
score from the damage he saved.
Yeah, that's true.
That Mutavault is going to contribute heavily.
Yeah, and Leon doesn't need to use cards to deal damage with that. So he can keep his cards in hand while still getting in for damage. And that means that in order to stay in this game...
We did not see his turn 2 Young Pyromancer.
No, he instead chose to just bash in with the Mutavault.
Does he have the Pyromancer?
I don't think that he has it in this game, no. Clint leads with a Mutavault of his own, and let's see if he's willing to block with it.
We see another Lightning Strike. Or a Lightning Strike in his hand. If a turn 2 Pack Rat comes down now.
It'll go straight into the graveyard. Leon has just passed the turn instead of risking his Mutavault being blocked by Clint's. Again, it's a conservative play, but it's the safe one. For all he knows, Clint is badly flooded on mana and is happy to trade a Mutavault.
Interesting side note. Playing a Golgari Charm before animating your own Mutavault lets you win in combat.
It does. Your Mutavault will then be bigger than your opponent's Mutavault if it's already floated. Or it's bigger than a 2-2 that he already has. Likewise, with these black decks, sometimes they'll play a pre-combat Drown in Sorrow, then animate a Mutavault and attack in with it. Leon is in the tank, deciding whether or not to block with his Mutavault. Looks like he's playing a Lightning Strike, but is it going to the face? Oh no, he's using it as a Stone Ran. He's taking care of that Mutavault.
So much advantage right there. And we see a second Mutavault from Leon.
Leon must be on the Mutavault beatdown plan this game. But this turn, it looks like we're seeing he's tapping for something. Is that a Chandra's Phoenix he's going to play out?
2 mana.
He's going to tap it. No, he's recording the life loss from the Battlefield 4. Just dealt 1 damage to him. And he's playing a Chandra's Phoenix. Gets in for 2 damage. And that's a difficult threat for Clint to deal with.
Very much a beatdown plan, considering all of the burn spells in this deck.
Yeah, it's a very creature-light deck, but it looks like it has a pretty good plan B, using the red zone. And you know, in the post-board games, a lot of the creature removal will go out against the burn deck, so it has a bit more space to use its creatures.
Tell me something, does Abrupt Decay hit an animated Mutavault?
It does not. Abrupt Decay says target non-land permanent. Clint does have a replacement 3rd land for that Mutavault he lost. He's passing the turn.
He is a land down, however. And we see a 3rd Mutavault. What a game.
He still has no mountain for that Chain to the Rocks, but then again, Clint has no creature. I think we're going to see...
A possible 6 damage on the board right now.
I think we're going to see 2 Mutavaults getting up and attacking Clint here.
Clinton does have double black, however. There is the option of Hero's Downfall, Devour Flesh maybe.
Yeah, that only takes care of one of Leon's creatures. The safe way to animate his Mutavault is to do one and allow that to resolve before doing the other. Because, as it stands, a Devour Flesh from Clint could kill the Chandra's Phoenix in response.
He has just done both of them.
Yeah, Hero's Downfall. Interestingly, he's going after a Mutavault rather than the Chandra's Phoenix.
I do believe the option of killing a land creates a very good advantage, but we see a replacement for it immediately.
Yeah, and Chandra's Phoenix can be brought back into the hand by any burn spell that goes to the face anyway.
And sadly, there are no permanent answers to Chandra's Phoenix in Clinton's deck.
Yeah, and Clint is down to 10 life.
Very interesting goal for you here.
One corner case for Chandra's Phoenix is that you can use it to tap down Desecration Demon and then rebuy it with a burn spell
Are we seeing a pack rat in
and
there?
use it multiple turns. Oh, Clint is actually using a shock land, paying the life, going down to 8 to get the Desecration Demon down. We might see Leon start to sacrifice his Mutavolts or his Chandra's Phoenix to tap that demon. I think we're going to see him sacrifice his Chandra's Phoenix and then rebuy it to hand with a burn spell. Starting next turn, it's generally better to tap an opposing Desecration Demon in your opponent's turn, because then it's essentially tapped for 2 consecutive combat steps.
I believe that's a War Leader's Helix that Leon just drew.
Yeah, that's gonna go to Clint's face during this turn, and then next turn, Leon has lethal damage on the board. He just has to tap down the Desecration Demon, swing in with the other 2 2s, and he's got it.
Passes the turn.
Clint is being very aggressive. Yeah, he's attacking with his Desecration Demon. Leon is just happy to take the damage. He has no problem with a Desecration Demon that isn't blocking. Clint plays his 5th land, but no
There's
Grey
the pack
Merchant.
rat.
End of turn, War Leader's Helix will take Clint down to 4. And he can make 2 blockers. He can block both Mutavolts. But
Block and trade.
yeah, he'll be trading both his pack rat and a pack rat token. Then again, if Leon draws a burn spell, the game's all done. And that's a Stoke the Flames in his hand. So that's good enough. That's all the life that Clint says. He has to think that Clint might have Devour Flesh for his own Desecration Demon. That's the only thing that would pull him out of this. So Leon will wait and stoke the flames for lethal damage, and there's no Devour Flesh to respond. So that's another win for Leon Schlechter. He goes up to a score of 3-0, and he's looking for his ticket to France.